How do you improve the best running shoe of the past year? It must be a really hard thing to do, no? Well, this is something the people at Adidas have attempted to do. This is the Adidas Adizero Evo SL. And like I said, it is the best running shoe you can currently buy. But at the end of 2025, the guys at Adidas have decided to give us a few updates. And here it is. Now, would I call this the Evo SL2? Probably not. But I am going to put that in the video description so it's a proper clickbait video. You're welcome. So the Adidas Evo SL, in my mind, is the best running shoe that you can currently buy. Now, the reasons for that is because firstly, it's £130, and that's without my discount at sportshoes.com. You get a Light Strike Pro in here, which is the compound that came on the Adidas Adizero Pro 3, which was like one of the best racing marathon performance shoes that's ever been made. You get continental rubber outsole, and you get a shoe that looks absolutely cracking. But this is a performance daily trainer. This is a shoe that makes you feel like an absolute hero when you're running in it. You can do your daily miles in this thing, you can do your workouts in it, and I know people have also raced in this shoe. So at £130, you're getting an extremely versatile, but also a shoe that performs very well. But it's not all love hearts and sweet smelling perfume here. There were a few issues with the Evo SL. Firstly, the inconsistency in sizing. You could get a different colourway of this shoe and it will feel and fit totally different, which is a bit random, isn't it? The second thing is these laces. These laces are terrible in this shoe. The third thing was the upper. It just wasn't very nice. It didn't fit very well. It wasn't very comfortable. And yeah, it was sort of really let the shoe down in a way. And then the fourth thing was this tongue that wasn't gusseted, and it just used to slide about and like be like that on you. It was awful, this tongue. But we all put up with it because the rest of the shoe was incredible. Now, the good news is the guys and girls at Adidas are really clever, and I think they heard all these complaints, all these murmurs of discontent, and they all went into a meeting and said, you know what, you lot can do one. We're going to change the upper, change the tongue, and leave the rest alone. So we've got two things sorted on the shoe, and I think I can just about live with them not fixing the other two. Because when they do come out with a second version of this shoe, they are going to need some other stuff to update, right? So let's get into this new upper and this new tongue, shall we? Actually, before I do that, let's do some stats and features and tell you what's going on here, because there is a difference in the weight, actually, that's worth knowing. So the Adizero Evo SL, should we call it 2? I don't know. Is £130. 256 grams in my UK 10, US 10.5. That's up from 240 grams in the previous model. We've got this new woven upper versus the mesh in the other one. I'll compare them like for like. New gusseted tongue on here, people. That's the thing. We've got the same terrible laces like I mentioned. We've got Light Strike Pro in here, which feels the same. Same continental rubber outsole. We've also got the same stack heights. Basically, the chassis of the shoe is still the same with that 39 to 33 stack height. That's a 6mm drop. So yes, the weight has gone up on this shoe, but it's not noticeable, to be honest with you, on foot. Now that weight, I'm guessing, is coming from the uppers. Now this is the woven upper, which when I think woven, I think of like knit woven uppers, but it's not that. It's like a mesh material. And there's the old material that's very coarse. Look at the difference between the two. What I can say is that the new version fits much better, actually, and it's much more comfortable in terms of the upper. But like I said, it's not really like a woven material. It doesn't feel like a woven material that I would think of. As I said, I think like Neo Vista, and I've got a pair of New Balance over there, which has got like a supposedly woven knit upper on it. They're the sort of things I think of in terms of the uppers when they say woven. But this thing's definitely not woven. Anyway, now the tongue. Let's move on to tongue. Now, it's going to be hard to show, but in there, this is not going to come out at all, but in there is a piece of fabric that is pulling the tongue down, so it's gusseted, and that's great news because this thing is not moving around. So we've got like this little piece here which is holding the tongue in place. And like I said earlier, this tongue on this shoe was really annoying. Look at it, look, it was pathetic how much it moved around. It really was. So that is good news, people. We've still got continental rubber outsoles on these things. It performs very well, especially in the wet weather, which is basically what I've been running this thing since I've had it. The Light Strike Pro is doing exactly the same. I still get that lovely feel that I did on the previous model. All the good stuff that we had on that version is still in here. And that, my friends, is the most important thing, right? What they have done with this shoe is just tweaked it enough to keep us going until version, well, should we call it version 3 comes along? Now look, the laces, as I said, are still a problem. They're not brilliant, in fact they're terrible. But once you do sort them out and you get locked down, it's great, okay? It is the one thing that still annoys me about the shoe, but the comfort of the shoe has been improved with this new upper on here. The foam is, yeah, the same as well. So it's still comfortable, it still feels light, it still feels up tempo, it still feels awesome when it's on your feet. And that's the good news. You're still getting everything that you had in the previous model into this new package, but with this better upper. So this is the new version and this is the new purchase you need to make. Now, you can get 15% off your Evo SLs over at sportshoes.com if you're a FORDY Runs affiliated club member. That's well worth doing. Costs about 20 something pounds. Make sure you join in January, because I think if you're new to the club you get like 3 months off. I don't know when you're watching this, but basically it's cheaper to do it in January if you're becoming an affiliated member with the club. So not only are you going to get a good deal there, you're also going to get 15% off your shoes at sportshoes.com. You really are welcome. So yes people, we don't need to make this video any longer. The new changes here are awesome. The new Evo SL is awesome. It continues to be brilliant. It continues to give us everything that we want in a very, very affordable package. £130 for a Light Strike Pro, and the performance you get is insane. And that's what makes this shoe such a killer hit, right? So let's see what other colorways are going to come in that shoe, because they're going to be brilliant when they do come. But honestly, go out and get the woven version. It's a much better alternative to this one. There's nothing wrong with this one yet. It's still epically good, but the new woven upper on this thing with the gusseted tongue is an improvement, and that's good news for me and you. Okay boys and girls, that's it from me in this quick video. If you have liked this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you've hated every single minute of it, make sure you also hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.